room, come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight. 105-101. As Justin predicted the other night, Bucks by 4, and they win by 4. 105-101. Clutch game against the Los Angeles Lakers. That was fun. If you don't like that, you don't like Milwaukee Bucks basketball. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all of our scriptures. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Creeps across the group.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin.
Oh, gang's all here tonight. Late night Cream City crossover. Everybody's in the and listen, the Lakers. When the Lakers come to town, you got to play Lakers. Everybody shows up. Everybody wants to be on the show. That's how we do it tonight. Loving it, man. Loving it. 105-101. Get at us on the chat, in the YouTube. Get at us on the Twitter at OnYourTSQs973. Yeah, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Let's get this thing started, man. Bucks after dark. They get a 4-point win tonight. If you're excited about that, what do you say? Is this 6 out of the last 9, 5 out of the last 8? What I don't know what it is. On the not a streak. Well, I guess it is a little bit of a Did they win the last game we played? No, yeah, no, we lost. Okay, so not a streak, but we won. I don't know, 4 out of 5, 6 out of 8, something like that. If you like that, the Milwaukee Bucks have gotten themselves into the winning side of things, and now you're on a West Coast trip, and you've won. I know you've won 2 of your last 3 on the West Coast. Beat the Kings. Now you beat the LA Lakers. If you like that, hit that like button on your way in here. Man, that's good stuff tonight. 105-101. Bucks beat the Lakers. We'll get to your comments. We'll get to everything. Let's do it. Game recap tonight. 30 minutes for Giannis. 21, 6, and 5. Pedestrian numbers. 2 steals, 2 blocks for Giannis. 1 steal and 1 block came on the second best player to ever lace him up late in the game. With the back tap, the block on LeBron, block by Antetokounmpo. That's what I wanted to hear from Mike Breen there. But 21, 6, 5, 2 and 2, 9 of 11 from the field. Didn't take a 3. Had 4 turnovers. I think 2 of the turnovers came in the fourth quarter. It's an interesting fourth for Giannis and for the Milwaukee Bucks, but we'll get into it. But a good job for Giannis late in that basketball game, securing the win. How about Miles Turner? He was Moesha for about 46 minutes of that game, but he hit a big 3 late in the fourth quarter. 8 points, 6 rebounds. It's like he had about 4 and went through his hands. He was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Like we said, had a big-time 3-ball that went in, 5 fouls for him. AJ Green, I thought AJ Green's first half was phenomenal. I thought AJ Green in the first half was, I thought from defense, offensive execution, not just a 3-point shooter. I thought I thought you know who he reminded me of screening for Giannis? Matthew Dellavedova. He looked like Matthew Dellavedova on the off-ball screens for Giannis, setting those Gortats, setting all those screens off ball. I thought he was great tonight, especially in that first half. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. He was a plus 10 on the night. Ryan Rollins probably had it was one of his worst games that we've seen. 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 2 of 13 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Rollins it was one of those nights where he just didn't have it. And again, that's part of being a young player. But you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna do like the KPJ haters and go down this rabbit hole and tell you how sorry Ryan Rollins is and how he needs to be traded. Sell high. You gotta sell high on Ryan. I'm never gonna do that, man. He's a young player. He's going to battle through adversity. He's going to have some rough games. He's going to have some rough outings. And tonight was one of them. And guess what? You live, you make up, and you play. You live. What they saying? What's that movie with what's the movie? You live to fight another day, right? That's all it is. You live. You ain't got to pick up the gun. Hey, you duke it out. You live to fight another day. And Ryan Rollins is going to live to fight another day, but he didn't have it tonight. But how about Kevin Porter Jr.? And I think he played the second half injured, clearly didn't look the same in the second half, but he gutted it out, fought it through. 22, 5, 6 assists, 4 steals. He had 3 steals in the first 5 minutes of the game. He was 7 of 14, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 3 turnovers, so not bad. He was +5, and he had again he missed one of those free throws, but clutch hit 2 of those threes. 2 of the 3 free throws he got. He fouled Luka Dončić out of the game, and I mean essentially he had that was the winning. Those are the winning free throws to get the Milwaukee Bucks a win. Took it upon himself. Forced Luka, sorry-ass Luka, into a foul. Luka can't play no defense. Put his ass in the spin cycle, make him foul you. That's what you do. Bobby Porter's 11 and 12, 12 rebounds tonight, 3 assists, 5 and 12 from the field, +2. How about Gary Trent Jr., 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Kyle Kuzma had a very nice stretch in his back. It was quiet 13. Again, if Kyle Kuzma didn't make $20 million, $25 million, whatever it is, Kyle Kuzma's a good basketball player, ladies and gentlemen. He is a good basketball player. He's not worth $25 million or whatever he makes, but he just does things. He does a lot of the grit, the grind work. I think he could do even more. But 13 points, had a nice reverse layup. He had one where he just stole the ball off a rebound, got a second chance point, put it back up. I think he hit a 3 tonight as well. Yeah, he was 1 of 3 from 3, hit a nice 3. I thought he played a really solid ball game off the bench. I was gonna say, how about Gary Harris? Hit a 3 ball tonight. I thought his defense was excellent. One time he clamped up LeBron one time. So I give Gary Harris good 8 minutes tonight, Gary. On the Lakers side of things, LeBron 26, 10 and 9, almost a triple-double, 3 steals for him, 10 and 21, led a lot of that charge in the fourth quarter. LaRavia with 13. DeAndre Ayton was non-existent, 4 points, 5 rebounds. He was part of the reason LA won that first game, the first meeting. He was so dominant, so at least he was not dominant tonight. Marcus Smart, 9.4 rebounds, the skeleton of him. Luka Dončić, 24, 9 and 9. 8 for 25 tonight. I thought the Bucks did an excellent job defending him. I thought KPJ did a great job. I thought Rollins did a great job. I thought everybody did a really good job who matched up on him. Jarrett Vanderbilt, 9 points, 9 rebounds tonight. Vincent with 6 points. Jackson Hayes, 6 points. They have 45 rebounds to the Bucks 44. The Bucks, since Giannis has come back, have not rebounded, have rebounded okay. They've definitely gotten better rebounding defensively. They still got some offensive rebounds, but the Bucks' offensive rebounds come out. I believe both teams had 10 offensive rebounds tonight. 3-point battle, Milwaukee was 12 of 34, and the Lakers were 15 for 36. And the turnover battle, Bucks had 16. Lakers had 12. What did I see tonight? Again, I thought the first 3 quarters of basketball were that was good. That's good hoops. That's good hoops. That's how I want to see the Milwaukee Bucks play, right? Like I want to see you come out. I want to see you do. KPJ was excellent in that first half. Put the team on his back. Not only starting, but when he was with the bench unit, they were up 6-10 basically for the first 3 quarters of the game. You're up 6-10, and in that fourth quarter, things just fell apart. But the Bucks hung on. They got the dub. And again, if you just talking about it, and I'll let it go, going those last sequences of the game, you have the KPJ 3. You have in the first half of the fourth quarter, the Bucks couldn't get anything going. I mean, the offense was stagnant. The defense was letting things go. They hit 2 threes to come out the fourth quarter. LA did and cut into the lead. So the Bucks looked discombobulated to start the fourth. But late in the game, they had a couple 4-0 runs. They got down 4, 94-90, got themselves back into 4 straight buckets. I think they got down again by 4, scored again. And then Giannis got the ball to KPJ on in a dunker spot, which was and KPJ did a little wrap around LeBron, got himself a little easy putback, a little layup. And then, of course, saw the 3. And then, of course, the end of the game, Giannis with the block on LeBron and then the back tap to win it. That's how you do it. And again, I will take the dubs. Let's go to Super Chats, and then we'll see what everybody say. Joshua Sutton says, Bucks are 3-1 in 2026. Giannis shut the door on LeBron. He absolutely did. And what do we talk about on this program? The Indiana Pacers, after January 1, they went streaking. They went playing good basketball. They went on a run. Bucks are 3-1 in 2026. Have they turned the corner? Giannis is back. I think this team is I think they're like 8-2, 7-2 when KPJ and Giannis finish games together. So those are good signs. Good super chat. Steeler Face 21 says, huge win. Cannot believe the refs didn't snatch it from us in LA. It's a crime we didn't feed AJ Green when he was hot early. I agree. So done with Turner despite the clutch threes. Softest big in the league. Steeler Face, I'm going to agree with you on the refs not snatching the game. But you know what? I have another theory. Giannis has come out, and we can talk about this tonight too. Giannis has come out and said, I ain't going nowhere. We here. So if you're the league, what's the point? You've been defeated, Shams. You've been defeated, media. You've been defeated, ESPN. So you might as well play this thing straight up, Adam Silver. He ain't going nowhere, and you might as well let it go at this point. NYC Randy super chat, appreciate it. We in here twerking this Magic City. The wings is popping tonight. NYC Randy says Miles is trash. $27 million for 8 points, 5 rebounds. We went 2 minutes 30 seconds in the clutch without scoring and without a Giannis touch. I agree. That was my two things were mind-boggling. Giannis not getting the ball in the fourth quarter, and then how many times did KPJ end up on LeBron? Like a defensive, LeBron's too big. I mean, just too. I just didn't understand how that could happen. Giannis would have a clear mismatch, 0 entry passes, great win. Yeah, they just fell apart. They fell apart late in the fourth quarter, but they did get the win. You have to appreciate that. And yeah, I agree. Miles Turner he is awful. And we got to figure this thing out. But he did have a big 3. That's what I saw. JT, what'd you see?
Man, you know what I saw? I saw a team that was not willing to let go of the rope. We talked about this in the pregame show. The reality of it is yes, that fourth quarter was as ugly as you advertised. It certainly was, but you kept fighting. You kept fighting. And we talked about Giannis being one of the best players in the game. You saw Giannis be one of the best players in the game on the defensive side tonight, though, right? Like his offensive numbers, it wasn't overly impressive, even though he was damn near perfect for most of the game from the field. It was those 2 plays you talked about, the block on LBJ and the steal. He got him out there looking like the 36th president, man. He's got LBJ out there looking like that. 36th president. That's Leonard James Johnson for those of y'all who ain't paying attention. And Professor Chris. Go ahead and keep me honest. I think he was 36th president. But anyway, another thing, Kevin Porter Jr., I mean, you just see what he can do. In that first half, I mean, Trey, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, he had 3 steals in that first half. He had 4 steals this game, period. I mean, Kevin Porter, again, and hobbled. He's not 100%. He didn't look fully comfortable there. I saw online it's a hip/back issue or whatever that is, a hip contusion or whatever. But you know what? We need our guys. If you watch this game, we just need our guys. Remember we talked about earlier in the season when the team was struggling. We're like, well, this person's hurt, this person's out. Good things can happen when these guys play together. When these guys play together, good things. And this is a win where a month ago I would have thought this was a loss. I would have thought, towards the end, okay, we faded. It was like 96, 98. Like, here we go, right? We just let go of the rope. We're going to go ahead. But we didn't. He kept fighting to the end. This is what I'm talking about. Again, you talk about this. 6 guys in double figures tonight, chipping in the aggregate. Yes, Ryan Rollins and Luka joined them. They was playing out there at, what's the joint? The Riverside of Milwaukee. Okay, well, Luka joined them too. Both of them had tour dates tonight. It happens, right? It happened. We're going to let this thing down. I think Ryan Rollins was 2 for 11. Luka was 8 for 25, right? So, yes, put those on your calendar. But at the end of the day, guys, this team found a way to get it done. They certainly found a way. They found a way to get it done. You close this out. This West Coast trip, like Trey said, 6 of the last 9 wins. This is what we need, and we just got to keep stacking this, keep building on this momentum. Very happy that we got a win tonight. And, man, we 17-21, guys. We are 4 games behind 500, right? 4 games out of 500. Hey, 4 games sound a hell of a lot better than 6. Sound a hell of a lot better than 8. That's what I saw. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Trey, like the first 1 through 3rd quarter were great basketball from the Milwaukee Bucks. But when you get to that 4th quarter, you see the stagnant offense. But what I was just super proud of tonight from the Milwaukee Bucks is that they made chicken salad out of chicken shit. They made chicken salad out of chicken shit. Because there was nothing going on offensively. We talked about it before the show. It was super stagnant. We didn't know who to get the ball to. It was a lot of passing around the perimeter. I'm gonna leave my feet going to the rim and just throw it back to the perimeter and see what happens. But then things started to open up. When you talk about Giannis getting the ball to KPJ, he wraps around LBJ and he gets that dunk. That gives us some momentum. Ryan Rollins knocks down 2 free throws. Miles Turner gets a wide open 3 and makes it. I wasn't happy with AJ jumping on that Jake LaRavia shot in the corner. I feel like just a good closeout prevents that. But at the end of the day, you come right back and you draw 3 free throws. KPJ does his thing there, and then you play defense on both sides. LeBron I feel like we baited LeBron into trying to win this game for them after, of course, Luka goes out. But also, when he gets a little hot, LeBron at 41 chucking threes, we'll live with that all day because he's shooting the ball from 30 feet with only 5 seconds into the shot clock, and that helped the Bucks tonight. I was really impressed that we were able to just will our way to victory in this one on the road, get to the free throw line, knock them down, and I'm just happy to be back. This was a real late one, but I appreciate everybody that's pulling up and listening to this, and you guys holding it down while JT and I are getting up at the ass crack of dawn in the morning, so I appreciate that. And man, good stuff all around. I don't really have too many complaints from this team tonight.
Hey man, we're gonna hold it down as one team, one dream, man. I'm probably gonna get killed. I'm out here.
One band, one sound.
That too. Keep what y'all say. Keep
pounding. That's what
what it is.
Keep pounding, bitch. That's what Chad Johnson say.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. We up.
Man.
It's 1:22 in the morning, so let's not turn this into uncut.
Oh, it's already. It started off uncut. Credit card sliding, baby.
So Ryan Rollins was your player today. He just talked about how the Lakers fought back, but the Bucks' resiliency prevailed. And talked about it's a step in the right direction, but there's still a lot of stuff to clean up with this team. Doc got to Giannis. Giannis made an amazing play with the poke away and also the block. Offensive late got very clunky. They stopped moving the ball, too much ISO. When they get to stopping the ball with the ISO like that, that's where your three-pointers will go to. Three-pointers are down. Good news is we won the basketball game. The great news is they can watch the tape and learn from this. And it's a lot better to watch tape and learn from a win versus a loss, right? KPJ played amazing defense tonight. He was great offensively as well. And he just plays great. And covering Luka, he thought he did a phenomenal job. There were times where Luka grifts and he pulled his hands back so Luka couldn't get those fouls that he normally gets. And he severely frustrated that guy. Man, Luka cries a lot. God, Jesus Christ. Between him and LeBron, you're supposed to be a GOAT, allegedly, and you're crying the whole night. We got to clean up the offensive rebound. Giannis' offensive efficiency was amazing tonight. I thought Giannis did a great job. He talked about the pass down low, and he said it's easier for Giannis to be offensively efficient when KPJ is playing at a high level like this. So he talked about the block, and I see a lot of Miles slander in the chat and stuff like that. So Doc says that the reason that Giannis what helped Giannis to get that block was Miles' vertical when LeBron was going to the bucket to get that. And I thought that was a good point. Also gave Miles a lot of credit for picking up the dumb fouls in the first quarter. And most guys mentally check out after that. And I think that's pretty accurate. And Miles he found a way to get him back on the court, and he made some game-changing plays for us. The verticality with him stopping LeBron, and amazing shot, man. And then lastly, he just said it doesn't matter who we beat. It just matters that they're 2-1 on this road trip. I did want to throw in a little nugget from the Wisconsin Herd. This might be the first time ever, but Stevie Thompson Jr. is now your all-time leading scorer for the Wisconsin Herd. I saw a phenomenal basketball game tonight, man. In terms of, like you gentlemen said, the first 3 quarters, I thought the fourth quarter, everything Doc said, everything you gentlemen said was spot on. I do think that at times each player that played in the game had amazing moments, right? AJ Green started the game off amazingly. Kyle Kuzma made plays that we don't win this basketball game with that spin move to the layup, some of those offensive rebounds. Miles, when he was in the game, I know he wasn't jumping up and grabbing it, and I know he played a lot of volleyball and stuff like that. But some of that volleyball stuff led to offensive plays for us getting buckets too. So was it Miles' best game? No.
Fast breaks for the LA too.
It did. And Miles has to play. He does have to play better. But, I mean, we've seen him play worse this year. So, it's going to get better. But I thought a big thing, though, for me, man, and I thought about you, Trey, it wasn't Cardio Gary tonight, man. A little bit of good defense, good shot tonight, man. I thought Bobby made some good buckets. Ryan, and I'm with you, man. Ryan's going to make mistakes. He's a young kid, and that's okay. I want you to – it's always fun when you make these mistakes and you're winning. Like JT said, man, we're 4 games up. We're on an upward push. I mean, I understand we're 4 games under 500, so we're not having a parade down Wisconsin Avenue, but it's refreshing to see the Bucks play Bucks basketball again, and I think that's what we've seen over the last 10 to 12 games.
Yeah, no, I think all those good points. I thought Doc, good stuff from Doc too tonight. I think you're absolutely right. Losing this game would have been, again, because talk about teaching and watching the tape and watching the film. There was so much that went wrong that you get to talk about. You much rather talk about them in a win versus a loss, especially when you're 17-20. You're fighting to get back to 500. I mean, again, these aren't must wins yet, but they damn near are. Must wins in the aggregate. And I'm looking at the box score given the quarter by quarter summary tonight. To me, one of the biggest differences just as a whole is not getting yourself into that hole. Giannis comes out because he's on his minutes restriction. He comes out with about he usually plays about 7 or 8 minutes in the first, and then he doesn't come back on the floor until about 6 or 7 minutes left in the second quarter. And that's a long time. It's a long stretch of basketball to go without Giannis, knowing exactly what this team does and how they play without him on the court. So tonight was big because in that second quarter, you were plus 10, right? So you had a 9-point lead going into it. And how many games have we seen the Bucks be down 10, 12, 13, 14 at some point? If you're down 13 or 14, they played even in the third quarter, and the Bucks lost the fourth quarter by 5. That's if you play your first. That's why, I know everybody talks about the end of games are important, and they are, but equally as important is what happens in the first 24 minutes. Because if you're down double digits, this is a loss. This is a loss tonight because you're having to battle your way back, and that's why the Lakers lost it because their fourth quarter was spent battling back, and the Bucks, they didn't have to make more plays than LA. They just had to make a couple more plays late in the game, and having Luka with 5 fouls. 4 fouls early in the third quarter was huge. The way KPJ, you mentioned, defending him was huge. But again, to me, it was just that start, that first and second quarter, and how good Kevin Porter Jr. was holding the fort down while Giannis was out. That was as big as anything to happen right before those last couple minutes. And again, did we talk? I know we talked about it I know we talked about it before we came on. Did we talk about JJ Redick? We talked about it before. We didn't talk about it yet.
No, we didn't.
I did not understand for the life of me JJ Redick challenging that out of bounds call on Kevin Porter Jr. with 8 minutes played in the fourth quarter. Like it was hustling back again. And then you get the foul. And Luka, I think it would have remained a foul, but you have to have a challenge in your pocket to challenge that. And for you to challenge an out of bounds call, it made no sense. The only person I hate more than JJ Redick, you want me to tell you who it is?
Oh.
Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning, but the only person I can't stand more than JJ Redick. And I can't stand
either. Lanning catches straight tonight.
Can't stand either one. You know why? Because he was talking shit about Dion that day, talking about playing for clicks. Y'all was playing for clicks tonight, buddy. Y'all was playing for clicks tonight. Y'all wasn't playing for no damn chips. I know that much. But no, JJ Redick is very smug like that. And yeah, man. So I'm like, what do you think you know about basketball that other people don't, that you would challenge? You would use your last challenge with 8 minutes to play on an out-of-bounds call that was inconsequential to the game. I didn't understand it.
If you hate Dan Lanning and you hate JJ Redick, you had a heck of a night tonight.
I had a heck of a night. Well, let me get a super chat in. NYC Randy says Moesha's just been ass on. Just came back here in the super chat just to talk about Miles Turner. Moesha's been ass all season for us. But Bucks fans rather complain about KPJ or Kuz all last year when Kuz last year is better than Miles this year. You might be right. Sorry for being a downer, but I'm tired of Motida. I don't disagree, man. He has not been good. And again, you have a lot of people who complain about KPJ. You know, I know why they do it. But the other day, KPJ basically beat the Kings. And they came back and said, well, you know, he didn't have a good game because he had 500 dribbles.
Huh?
Come on, man. What are we doing? What we doing? We counting dribbles and tell did he have a good game or not? And he dribbled the ball 500 times. So all right. Sorry, he dribbled too much.
That's a new one for me.
Calculator bros, man. They watch the game with calculators and.
Yeah, I mean, look, Miles has a lot. I mean, he has a lot to live up to with that big contract. He's nowhere near playing at that level. But I think that there's a lot of things that we just don't see from outside that locker room that he's contributing. And I'm okay with him treading water if he's going to make the vertical play that helps Giannis and allows Giannis to roam and be that roamer. Because that's when Giannis was the defensive player of the year, when Brook was amazing and doing the verticality stuff and allowing Giannis to roam. So I'm good with that. I 100% agree with you on the JJ Redick challenge. And then lastly, man, and I know we talked about it before the show too, by the letter of the law, from the way the rule is written, the the old Kawhi Leonard rule from Zaza Pachulia, that's a flagrant on Luka. We should have had 3 in the ball, but it's all good. And the play before that, he hacked KPJ 4 times and didn't get a foul call. So what does Bobby always say when you miss a free throw?
Oh, don't lie.
There you go. Sit your ass on the bench.
Well, the thing about Miles Turner for me is just, you've got to have a certain level of consistency offensively to really feel like you're making an impact on that side. And if they're able to find those looks for him like they did down the stretch, that open 3 from the corner, I'm confident that that's going to go down. I really am. But it's when there's really nothing else that he's providing you on the offensive end. And then sometimes you deal with like the softness on the defensive part. That's when stuff gets a little shaky because you're not only negatively affecting the offense, but also sometimes the defense. But I saw some good things, man. I can't lie. I mean, even through maybe a bad performance in a lot of people's eyes, like, going up and contesting LeBron when he goes up for a dunk, and just being able to alter those kind of shots. If we can get more of that consistently, I don't see Miles Turner as a guy that's just always going to remain a liability for this team. I don't see that. I think there are some flashes, but those flashes have to come in bunches now, and those have to be more consistent than they are. And I think he would probably tell you the same, and I think everybody involved with the Bucks would tell you the same, that it needs to show up at a more apparent level, but it's just not right now. But that's okay, because guess what? We got the dub. He played a part in it down the stretch, and I'm not gonna sit here and keep moping on Moesha.
I cannot believe y'all call that, man.
Hey, you started. You started with him closing the fridge. You started it.
That was not.
That's how it started. That all started.
No, but that's the thing. I'm still optimistic that it's going to come around with Miles Turner. And if it doesn't come around the way we want to, I'm hoping that our staff will at least put him in position to do what he does well, even if it's not exactly what we expect. Put him out there and just do whatever. My thing with Miles Turner is consistency, and I'm hoping it eventually comes. And guys, listen, if his consistency, if he just consistently gives us 12 points offensively, fine, right? Like just be consistent there with it. But to give him credit, he's not shooting us out again. I mean, he's not having, you're not seeing. Well, we have seen some. We're not consistently seeing 3 for 12, right? 4 for 4. We're not seeing that. Right, we're not. I think the issue that I have with Miles Turner is sometimes it feels like the hustle isn't it. Rebounding is a bit of a problem. Sometimes the hustle is there offensively. Yes, it goes back and forth. It's wildly inconsistent. We need more from Miles, but Miles is doing good things sometimes right now, and hopefully we can figure out a way to unlock him, especially after this All-Star break. Because I just feel like Miles, from a potential perspective, could do so much for us in a 7-game series, right? In the playoffs, from a potential perspective, he can play a significant role for us, but we just got to get him to a spot where he can kind of just be a bit more consistent, make some things happen, right? That's kind of the issue. You're paying him. I know, what do y'all know? Is it $25 or $26 million?
27, somewhere.
20. Yeah, brother, you got to make plays, man. Like there's a lot of cash. Be carrying. You just at the end of the day, you got to make plays, and we just aren't seeing that system from Miles.
Let me get another super chat here from Bruno Mars showing love.
Bruno Mars.
He says Zach LaVine to Milwaukee, 20 points a game, 39% from three, elite spacing. Defenses cannot load up on Giannis anymore. More efficient half-court offense equals deeper playoff run. Again, listen, Levine, and we'll get into trades and we'll talk about some of that stuff a little bit later. Levine, listen, I'm all in on. All I want are wings or bigs. I'm so glad the Anthony Davis stuff is because I hate that he hurt himself again, but we all knew he was going to get hurt again. But I'm so glad that at least we don't even have to act like he can be a part of this basketball team. With him, he had a tendon issue in his hand, so he's gonna be gone for, they say, like 4-6 weeks, something like that. Man, that trade for Luka looks even worse. I want to switch gears. I want to ask you guys another question here. You talk about the block and the tap, and LeBron ended up having a decent night. And I think the fourth quarter he was really good. Is he washed though? Like is because I'll say this: we saw Giannis ISO'd end of game last year playoffs, and it was Tyrese Halliburton took him off the dribble, laid it up. That happened. That happened to end the series. And we know Giannis is a good defender, but things happen. But like it just seemed so easy. Like I just feel like LeBron. Like, do you think that happens to? I'm not even talking like prime LeBron, like right out of prime. Like, do you think that happens like 2 possessions in a row, end of game to win games, and Giannis just easily? Nah, you ain't dunking. It was almost like, I don't want to call it like a little brother big, but it was like you used to be the guy, and I gotta show you you're not the guy anymore. You too small and block your shot. Oh, you got past me? Boop, back tap, and we going the other way. Like, is he? And again, I don't know if wash is the right word, but like he doesn't have it anymore to where I think I just want to say is 5-6 years ago you were scared. You probably have a little bit of a fear that up 2, up 1, whatever. LeBron, they didn't even call timeout. They tried to do like CJ McCollum came down the floor, and the difference was Giannis wasn't out of the play. He was down there this time to defend, and they JJ, another bad play. I don't understand. Let him run down the court, and yeah, it didn't work out in the end. Is LeBron, like, what did you make of that? Is he not the same guy? And Giannis is clearly, what'd you think of that?
Bro, this is Jordan with the Wizards. This is Jordan with the. I can't hide that with LeBron. This is Jordan with the Wizards. Some bright spots, but nowhere near as bright as he used to be. And yes, his numbers are a bit better than Jordan's last year, but man, this is Jordan with the Wizards, right? And washed for some players is going to look different than it does for others. And I think the standard that LeBron has set for himself, the standard that we're all used to seeing, this is not it. This is not it. Are his numbers still pretty good? Can he still make plays? Sure, but as far as being the LeBron James that we all saw in the 2010s and the early 2000s, nah, bro. This is MJ with the Wizards, for real.
Well, to me, I think you just look no further than they had to ask him to do all that because Luka was out of the game. That none of that stuff happens if Luka is still in the game, which is why you give KPJ credit for drawing that foul in the first place. Because I don't believe in a 2-point game you're not ISOing Luka for a shot at the win. You got really nothing to lose at that point. So yeah, to me, I don't think they ask him to do all that if Luka is still around and in the game. But yeah, you just kind of see that he's not as physically imposing with the ball in his hands late in the game. And I'm glad that Giannis was able to expose that because really, I mean, this is one of probably the best two-way player in the league, without a doubt by far. And so for him to show back up in some moments that, I mean, even we talked about it the one time where we go 30 minutes on Giannis because maybe the effort wasn't there as much as we wanted to. That was completely, I guess, erased with what he did down the stretch defensively. So I just give all the credit to Giannis for being able to play both sides of the floor tonight.
So I don't think he's washed. I think the Jordan on the Wizard.
Jordan on the Wizards wasn't terrible. That's what look, listen, I went to those Wizards games in that DC area with Jordan. You could sit in the lower bowl for like less than $20. It was crazy, right? Michael Jordan was still, he still averaged like 22, something like that at the Wizards. He still was putting up some decent numbers. When you watch the game, you watch the way he used to tilt, you watch his impact, and it just the impact that he used to have. The MJ that everybody saw with the tongue wagging and the games, it just bro, it just was not the same. Is what I'm saying. And for LeBron, he's still playing well, but this is not the same. I told you, this LBJ is looking like. I see moments where I see the 36th president. I'm telling you, right? That would have never been the case before.
But that Michael Jordan could dominate a game once every 2 to 4 weeks. This LeBron James, the last 10 games or whatever it's been, he's been on a clip. And LeBron, he doesn't have, and I do agree with you. That's with every athlete, whether you look at Tiger Woods, whether you look at Aaron Rodgers, whether you look at Roberto Alomar, guys, when you physically get, hell, you look at me. I used to run an 8-minute mile. Now I'm struggling, huffing and puffing to get a 10-minute mile now. By the way, JT, this year, 2026, I'm at 18.8 for the year. I haven't missed a 2 mile yet since it started.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, sir.
I was
running 100 miles by March.
About the 50th day of the year. But I was thoroughly impressed with LeBron. I don't think LeBron's a GOAT. I don't think he's the greatest of all time. I got him as number 3. If we're back to that stuff, I think obviously number 1 is Michael. I think number 2 is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't think he ever gets the respect that he truthfully deserves. The man never lost a game from high school to college, national championships and all that. So I take that $3 million. I take that three national championships over those first 3 years of LeBron in the NBA. However, what I will tell you, LeBron is the GOAT of players over 35. The stuff that he's doing from 35 to now is uncanny. I think all of us as basketball fans should definitely appreciate LeBron for what he's doing right now. It's crazy. He's phenomenally good, and he's smart enough to know that I can't physically do everything, and I got to give it to Luka. I got to give it to, what's your boy from Wake Forest? That AJ didn't close out wrong. Guy hit the 3 to tie it up. Ravine.
Who?
Laravia.
What's the dude?
Laravia. Oh, he from Wake?
Yeah, he's a Wake Forest kid.
He's from the crib, Trey?
He must have went to Wake. He ain't from the crib. I'm Laravia. I don't know where he's from.
But I think LeBron's great, man. And this is the thing, right? And I use it from the golf analogy, right? Tiger Woods wins one regular golf tournament in a year, and everyone's like, it's a terrible year. Normal Joe Schmo golfer wins a golf tournament, and they damn near won a parade in his hometown for him. And that's what LeBron is a victim of right now. But at this age, he's better than 30 to 40% of the NBA with a book.
There's no question what he'd be great on the Bucks. I think his issue is that he can sometimes give you a lack of effort at being 41 or whatever it is, and in the middle of a season, it's tough to give that effort for a full 40 minutes like you like. But you talk about the last 10 games, but that's what it is, though, Justin. You can put up these numbers, you can play good last 10 games, but they're 4-6 in the last 10. JJ Redick it sounds like he's having some problems trying to control LeBron and trying to get him to run plays and do what he wants to do. I thought the Lakers were, for large stretches of the game until the fourth quarter, lethargic. And I don't think you're good. They sit in the 5th seed in the West. Listen, man, that is not good enough for them. And that's why KBJ had those steals and the Bucks were able to disrupt their offense so much. Because I think that, you kind of go as your leader goes. And, again, both of their leaders, Luka's lazy as hell. LeBron has gotten lazy. And I thought, you able to just poke the ball away, steal it. You ever just get them out of their rhythm really, really easy. And in the fourth quarter, they really locked in. But like you said, Luka was already in foul trouble, and maybe LeBron doesn't have the step to close you out like he used to. And so again, it's just a really. I was just impressed by this win for the Bucks as they have won 6 of 9 or whatever it is. And you're still on this road trip. So this is good stuff, man. Good stuff. Got the Nuggets on Sunday. Let's see what my chat says. Offense. They're talking about where you're rating Bill Russell. That was some old school stuff here. Anyway, let me see this before we. There's a couple more things before we. Before we jump to some. Say again.
The chat thinks that we're saying he's washed in the element of like he's a G League player. Like,
No. He's not Bronny. He's not.
Just from the standard of what you've seen with prime LeBron and seeing now, you're like, damn, you notice like there's certain plays prime LeBron would have done just like when you saw Jordan play with the Wizards that year. Like, guys, nobody's saying LeBron is a terrible player or he's a buck. No, LeBron is still a good player. There's no question about that. It's just that from what we've seen in the past versus what we see now, that athleticism, listen, man, it's just not, and part of his game was predicated on athleticism. They're like, this is no hate, there's nothing. It is what it is. LeBron James is a freak athlete. Like that was part of his game was predicated on it. Like you can't deny that. And as that athleticism goes, a portion of his game goes that you've seen before. It is what it is. Like I don't see the controversy.
Nah. Bucks held LA to 101 points tonight.
And by the way, first loss for the Lakers in like crunch time. Yeah. I heard that stat as well.
Yeah, no, and again, because they are very good, and you can tell that's how they played the fourth. They look like a very good fourth quarter. They look like an older, lazy team, and the fourth quarter is like, all right, we got to go, and they went, and then the Bucks were able to just hold firm a little bit longer. But defensively, they hold LA to 101 points. You know what I've noticed the last couple games since Giannis been back? Not as much zone. You're playing a lot more one-on-one. So Doc is trusting those guys to defend a little better. And I thought the last few games, again, the defense has just been much better, and you're starting to see that bear out, both defensively and I think offensively from an efficiency standpoint. This is a good – I guess I'll ask this and we can go to Twitter. We can kind of start to wind down. But as currently constructed, like this team does look better than they looked even sometimes with Giannis. Like they're on a little 6-9, whatever it is. Like how good are they right now? You have Denver. Again, if you play like this, I think you can beat the Denver Nuggets without Joker on Sunday. And then you close it out. You're back home on Tuesday against Minnesota. Like I think you can again if you can beat because if you beat Denver, that's a 3-1 4-game road trip, which you'll take. And then you got Minnesota. I mean, how good are they? You got Minnesota. You got the Spurs too coming up after that Tuesday and Thursday. But how good is this team now? What are they? Are they a 500 team? Are they a little above that? How quickly do you think they can get themselves right side up to 500 and make this push? Not everybody at once. Okay, y'all want a different question? Or what? We can switch gears. Nobody wants that one.
So I've been saying it. I've been saying it all year. The way this team is constructed, if they're healthy, I think this isn't, and I think they can do that. Get guys back healthy, continue to play Bucks basketball, and move things around. And I think they will. I mean, this team was predicated, we've said it all year, off of Giannis. If Giannis isn't here, this team's going to look a lot different. So great things. I think we'll be in a good spot. And I mean, what you always check it. What are we? How many games are we back at a 5?
5. Let's see, because the Philly's been on a little streak here. They've won 2 in a row. You're 5 back of 5. You are, what is this, 4.5 back of 6th. But you're now just a half game back out of the play-in at 10th, and you are 1 game out of 9th.
I'm gonna be optimistic here, and I'm gonna say 6 of our last 9, we are building some momentum. I think we're building some momentum. I just wish we could stack, right? Let's get a nice streak going. That would be great. But look, I think this Bucks team is certainly better than where they're rated now. They certainly are. I think they're much better than what are they, 11th? What are we in the East right now?
Yep, 11.
Yeah, it's much better. They do not belong in the doldrums of the East. That's crazy at this point. And I think, this next 5 game stretch is tough. What's the next 5? You got the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Spurs, the Hawks, the Thunder. I mean, this next 5 games, the Hawks. That shouldn't be much. The Spurs.
Hawks playing decent ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, you've got to find ways to just win and keep stacking wins, and even games like tonight where you fall apart and find a way to pull this thing out, end up on the right side of the column, and we'll see what happens. I think this healthy, but what I will say is I think this healthy Bucks team as of right now, if everybody's healthy, is much better than people are giving them credit for. Do we still need to make a move? Probably. Can we make a move? Absolutely. But I think this core roster of guys that you have right now is better than people think. They just got to play together. They just got to get them out there on the floor. And some games, it's not going to look great. But they have the ability to pull it out. They have the ability to make something happen and turn some of those losses earlier, those games earlier in the season that were losses. Now you can turn some of those games when you play like that into wins. But you can only do that if you have your guys.
I think it's largely based on consistency for me. Like, if you're going to play at a consistent level, you've shown that you can beat good teams, respectable teams that are deeply in the playoff picture. It's just if you can do that at a consistent level. So you're going to need, obviously, when I talked about overcompensating for bad nights from certain guys. So KPJ has a good night tonight. Ryan Rollins doesn't have a great one, but they still end up finding a way to win. Giannis obviously does what he does on both sides of the ball. Miles Turner hits a big shot. Like, the consistency has to be there for this team to go streaking. But then I also think there's an element to it about, okay, this team is still freshly learning each other with, KPJ finally being pretty healthy, and obviously he had the little mishap tonight. But if he can stay on the court, if Giannis can stay on the court, if guys that are in and out can stay on the court and stay consistent, I think this team obviously can get back to 500. They can compete with the top teams and go on a little run, just like when you were inconsistent, you're getting a win and then you're losing the next night to the Wizards, right? So if the consistency shows up, the wins will follow. That just has to happen. And when it comes to like big picture, yeah, like the consistency has to show up all season and into the playoffs. They have to show me that they can compete at a high level night in and night out. And honestly, like, maybe it's time that we're due for a challenge like this, where you've got the Spurs, where you've got the Hawks playing at a high level, where you've got the Thunder, where you've got the Timberwolves, right? Denver is probably, honestly, a game that you should win. You should go
Absolutely.
in and beat Denver no matter the circumstances of elevation and stuff like that. Like, they are depleted. That's a game you should have to win. And when it comes Sunday, we'll see if this team's built for that.
Mark Gomes saying the Bucks are 14-10 with Giannis. That's who they are. Which again is not too bad if you're sitting at 4 games over 500. One last topic before we go to Twitter. We got to talk about it. Sam Amick had an article come out in the Athletic where the discussion was around Giannis. He talked to Giannis. Giannis essentially reaffirmed his commitment to the Milwaukee Bucks. Said that leaving or requesting a trade, it's not in his nature. He's not doing that. And it sounds like, he is content to be in Milwaukee for the year. The Bucks are buyers at the deadline. What does that mean to you? What does that say to you? And do you think, again, there's still the out from Giannis and so is the distinction, though, I'll never request a trade. But, and he didn't say this, but what we all know is there's an extension that can be on the table in October. He'll be on his last year of the deal. He can opt in for another year as a player option, but he will be extension eligible. But he could leave and walk in free agency after next season. And again, I think that your question is, again, we're looking big picture, looking forward. But I just early tea leaves so it's kind of a 2-part question. He reaffirms himself. But there's still the option of, well, next year in October, if he doesn't resign, if he doesn't sign that extension, are the Bucks in a position where they should trade him because if he walks in free agency, you get nothing. My second part of that question is that dependent on this year or is it dependent on next year? If you're John Horst, if you're ownership, because if you're the Bucks, I mean, you could because obviously you could make a trade and try and get yourself first round pick back and hold it. You could, I mean, because if I feel like they're gonna try and compete this year though, but you could try to hold that trade and make a big swing in the summer next year to bring in a big star or a bigger star next to Giannis and try to convince him throughout next year, even if he doesn't sign an extension, that you should kind of be in a LeBron situation where you can make a decision at the end of the year. What are your thoughts on what Giannis is saying versus what he isn't saying? Still all the backstory behind it. Do you believe Giannis when he's come out and said this? Like, what are your thoughts now? There seems to be, and I'll say this, there seems to be at least the clarity of this year, Giannis is in Milwaukee. They're going to, because I heard Zach Lowe say something like, well, it could still all fall apart. What if he gets injured again? And it seems like that's gone through it seems like that's done. Giannis is going to be here through the year. What are you making of the updates now?
I think I'm definitely a lot more confident than when the whole debacle was going on, where even us fans, rightfully so or not rightfully so, were clamoring for him to go out and say that he wanted to stay, and he ended up waiting and did it. So, when you asked us, about a percentage of how is he going to play this season now with the Milwaukee Bucks, you're certainly more happy and more ecstatic that he's going to be with this Milwaukee Bucks basketball team regardless this year. And then also, I mean, you just look at what he's doing on the court, and you see that he wants to be out there for this team. You see that he's still laying it out all on the line for this basketball team. And he's a large part of the reason why this team is now slowly but steadily trying to climb back from what was, I think, 8 games below 500. So, I'm feeling really good at this point now that he comes out and says all that stuff. Shams and all the ESPN and everybody involved with that project to get Giannis out of Milwaukee, fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. Seriously, he's a Buck. Come on now.
I'll say this. I think, listen, this is a terrible analogy, but it's an accurate one. You know what Giannis has done? He put his damn wedding ring back on. Stopped all that flirting and talking and acting goofy. Are you with somebody? Oh, it depends on who's asking. It depends on this. Put his damn ring back on and said, this is where I'm at. I'm here for the season. This is all we wanted, was him to come out and say something declarative about the status of, yes, I'm staying here. I'm staying with Milwaukee for this season. I heard what you said before. I reserve the right to change my mind every 6 7 hours. I heard what you said before, all right? I heard when you said the goofy statement about, I don't know what my agent's doing. I don't know. Okay, so you're the only superstar who has no idea your agent's acting rogue. Come on, brother. If that was happening and your agent's acting rogue, you'd have fired him before. But you know what he said? He came out and finally said what we've all been waiting for him to say this year. And I think you got to respect it. You do. Shams, Windhorst, and everybody else who wants to peddle the trade, then back up off it. Still live up. Man, y'all can do that if y'all want to, but we know that we knew that there was credibility. There was issues with the credibility of those reports at the time. And now that Giannis has come out and affirmatively said this, I think it's great. Now, I think, Trey, you're right. The extension is the ball game. If he doesn't sign that extension, then you have a different issue on your hand. Then maybe the Bucks do trade him. But I still think I may be in the minority here, but I think what happens with Giannis is going to be determined by this season. Right? I still think this season has the ability to substantially impact what happens with Giannis next. I think if he sees a team that they can really build with and they can win together, because I think he likes these guys. If he sees a team they can stay together, impact, and they have a chance to compete and be competitive this year, and even if they get out of the first round this year, they get out of the first round and competitive second round, maybe Giannis does stay and say, hey, I can keep building here. And I think that's a possibility if everybody's healthy. Maybe we swing a trade and we make that happen. But I think if there's another first round exit, I think at that point, if you're the Bucks, you got to really start looking at what can we get for him. Clearly, he's not going to be happy if they have another first round exit anyway. And now he's on an expiring deal. I think the conversations become a bit more substantive and intense after the season, but it depends on how the season goes.
So I feel like he's told us this before, and I feel like the four of us have talked about it due to the people that Chris just saluted, right? But I don't know if he's ever wavered. He said when he signed that he had loyalty in his DNA, and I think he's done nothing but prove that to us. And I think he's going to sign an extension in October. I wholeheartedly believe that. I believe he'll supermax it out. I mean, why would you not supermax it out if you have the ability to do that? I mean, you're talking about kids generational wealth now. It's no reason not to do it. I agree with Chris, though, like these guys and Trey, too. Shams is out here, and we report this, we break this, we do this. Then when he says I'm loyal and I'm staying here and I'm not going to leave, it's quiet. No one says anything. And, I mean, I think that's like when you look at the news and it's like, nothing sells but the negativity. And, unfortunately, this is a guy that's loyal to the small market, so let's maximize it. But as far as if he doesn't sign it in October, that'd be tough. The one-year deal thing that LeBron does, I think is completely different than any other player does, from the simple fact that LeBron, if he's not, he's damn close to being a billionaire. Giannis is working to get there and stuff like that. So I don't think that Giannis, especially with his injury history these past few years, can afford to, or not afford, but it's not a smart investment to take a one-year deal and then you blow out that Achilles like what happened with Lillard, what happened with Halliburton or Tatum, and now you're 30 plus now, and this is your last shot potentially for a supermax. Take it, get it. And you can still, the way the NBA is now, if you really would have do that, you can still force your way out even side of the supermax. Sign a supermax, retire a buck, and it's your city.
I think the 1+1s though. The other thing about the 1+1 deals is LeBron could do that because teams were willing to give him an unprecedented amount of power and leverage, personnel decisions as well. I'm not sure that Giannis would get the power and the leverage that Giannis had, that LeBron had when he was doing that. He was like the only guy who could really pull that off. So, I agree with you, Justin. I think if you're Giannis, you have got to be looking at some sort of multi-year deal wherever you go at this point, because again, it's probably your last opportunity to get, a 4 to 5 year deal, substantial. And what's that number? Has anybody? I haven't dug into it. Has anybody seen what Giannis's next deal is projected to be? The Spo Track, have they put that out?
I think it ain't like 4 years. What is it? 276.
4 for 276. So
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if Milwaukee's willing to cut that check and is still willing to employ his brother and is still willing to build a team around him and is still willing to say, hey, you know what, Doc ain't it. Let's keep playing this game. Of who do you like? Who can you make this thing work with? I think that is a tough situation to leave, unless you look at off the court things, and somebody. And I don't even know if this is actually true. I hear this myth. Oh, he can make more money off the court in New York. He can make more money off the court. I'm not really sure because of the. I mean, yeah, you still spend an offseason. You still do opportunities out there. I don't know how true that is, but that could be an allure to go to a major media market and see if you can potentially make more money off the court.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting to see how it'll play out and what Giannis ends up doing. It is to your point, and you're seeing it now, especially with these smaller, diminutive guards. And I see Mark Gomes says, I'm not signing extensions here from Giannis. Makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense because the difference now versus years ago is the second apron, and teams are very afraid to, because like I said before, you just max, and you're starting to see teams say, yeah. The Atlanta Hawks looked at Trae Young and said, and Trae Young's a star. He's won them playoff games. He's good enough to, and you saw Atlanta Hawks go, nah, I don't think he can win me a championship. I'm not willing to go into the second apron to try to build a team around him and give him $50, $60, $70 million a year. No, I'm not doing that for a player like him. And so I think you went from a place where in the NBA you had 20 to 25 guys that you would, again, Paolo Banchero. You think Orlando is like a max for Paolo Banchero? Is he worth it? Where again, a max used to be you just max, you keep rolling. If you had a really good young player who has the potential, you max him. That was the name of the game. And now with the aprons and the taxes and all that, you look at it and think, do you really think is Paolo Banchero? Is that's the thing? At some point, you have to say, is there a limit? When does this end? When does this stop? When does it? Same thing going to college in NIL right now. When at some point it's not going to make sense for you've seen boosters say, nah, what was that, Troy Aikman? Nah, where's the return on investment? At some point, you're gonna get to a point where, yeah, $80 million. I don't think I can do this for this guy because there's an apron and he's this much of the cap. Instead of there being 20 to 25 guys that are true supermax guys, there might be more like 5, 6, or 7. I don't know if Luka is it again. Great talent. I don't know if you can. Again, he took a team to the finals. I don't know if he can win a title with Luka as your best player. I don't know if you can win a title with Devin Booker as your best. Like those fringe superstars. Like I said, there's really 5 or 6 or maybe 7 real legitimate superstars in the NBA. And yeah, I get kind of again if I had one of those guys on the fringe, I'd be nervous. I think this is a big year for like Jalen Brunson. I don't know if you can win a championship with Jalen Brunson as your best player. That would scare me. I think Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I'm giving. I think there's a number of guys where I think there's a real question mark in there as to what you can do. And they'll figure it out. Like Wemby, I'm giving whatever the most you give Wemby, I'm giving to it. Giannis right now, whatever you give Giannis, Shea, whatever you get. Once you Joker, whatever you get, back up to Brinks. Once you get past those guys, I start to go, I don't know. So
that's fair. That's a very fair question. And the interesting thing about Trae Young, he took that franchise further than any of us have seen that franchise go in our lifetime. I don't think it's like 1967 or so. It's like the furthest they've been since like 1968, since when the Hawks relocated to Atlanta. I mean, when you think about it, that franchise has been bad for a while. And Trae Young had the boys balling, and now they ran into that buzzsaw named Giannis, but it is what it is. They still did. And Trae's right. They said that for what you're paid and the result, no, because we're not only looking at past performance, we're looking at future projected performance, and it wasn't happening. So that is true. That's a really good point. I think you'll see this also with. I think you eventually see this with Oklahoma City too, though. They're paying a lot of guys. They're willing to do this, but if that team for whatever reason starts falling short in the playoffs a couple of years, you almost wonder, like, man, does their approach change? They're looking to come up off of some guys. I mean, because Oklahoma City, I think they're above second Nathan, right?
Not at the moment. I don't think they're about to say at the moment. I think they have a lot of young guys. But again, yeah, they're gonna have to come out. At some point, they're gonna have to come up. Yeah, you definitely can't have 2 and 3 and 4. That's too hard to.
They got multiple guys getting big boy money down in OKC, and
I'm really talking about like that. Because to get that top line max, you have to have the All-Star plus the All NBA or what those accolades to get that. And to be honest, who's actually getting helped out by it is probably the Spurs, because if Wemby misses some of these All-Stars or misses, All NBA because of these injury designations, or Joker, you don't have to pay him as much. So it actually works out. Another guy, James Moore, says Donovan Mitchell. I've always been on Donovan Mitchell. You can't win a championship with Donovan Mitchell as your best player. And Cleveland, I think they might have plateaued. With those guys. But yeah, so anyway, that's where like I said, Chet and Jay. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it. You're absolutely right, Mark Gomes. All right, let's go to Twitter.
We got to make sure we thank CJ McCollum for all this, though.
Well, CJ McCollum's CJ McCollum's he's another issue with all the again, that's another reason why you don't have a lot of those mid-tier players. It's been tough to figure out where they land. And right now it's crazy because the mid-tier guys are making $20 to $25 million. Like that's Miles Turner, that's Kyle Kuzma money. And those guys make a ton of money, but it's hard. It's a few guys there. It's a lot of guys at the top, and then you have a lot of the contracts that look like Ryan Rollins and KPJ, $4 or $5 million, Gary Trent Jr., $3 million, those vet minimum deals, and the young boys. So yeah, that's how that goes. All right, let's go to Twitter. Start to wind this thing down. Sunk345 says, yeah, KPJ did some dumb shit down the stretch, but so did Drew Bledsoe. So did Drew. So did Bledsoe. Sometimes mistakes can help you grow. At AZip70 says, such a clutch win. Giannis with 2 huge defensive plays in the last minute. At Bobby Tortoise says, Giannis is out there beating up an old man. Great win. At Twin for Life 9909 says, rebounding was a better effort tonight, especially from Portis. Miles didn't do a good job as usual. At J. Phil in Texas says, Coach is still BS. He's got 34 sitting in a corner on offense. At MKE Bucks 91 says the team is looking worthy of a top 6 unit in the conference. A lot of ground to make up, but reinforcements should be on the way in the next couple of weeks. Go Bucks. At NYC Randy says Giannis said, I don't give a F. I'm taking the LeBron challenge at the end and got over every screen. We got to have a talk about Miles. God damn, he's some ass. At Bucks_take says rebounding has significantly improved. Miles Turner has 6 rebounds, which is a positive sign. Not only that, but we had 4 starters with 5 or more rebounds. A couple more here. At DTP Virgo says Giannis locked in the last couple of minutes defensively. Rebounding is still a problem, especially from Turner. He's been very disappointing. At JR Horver says huge win. It's that simple. At Notions of Nick says KPJ for Ja sounds hilarious. Plus the 2031 first. Trade Bobby and Ajax for Kuminga and keep it rolling. And let's do the last one here. At Bozo Bucks fan says, I love the Bucks, but I effing hate this team. Watching them is a miserable experience. Stupid coach, stupid players. They constantly snatch defeat from the jaws of victory and spit on the idea of making the easy play. And yet my ass is seated every single game. Good dub. Interesting. So anybody got anything for Twitter? Any thoughts there?
I think in that fourth quarter, JJ Redick sent a double team at Giannis almost as soon as he was coming across half court. And that's why you saw Giannis with the 1 shot attempt. And I think that just goes to Giannis's aura, though, that even with that double coming to him and you're basically playing 3-on-5, Giannis still found a way to find other guys and made himself impactful. He doesn't just always have to score the ball to be impactful.
Definitely true. He definitely had to score just to be impactful. And then gravity AJ Green. I think again a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff to be there. Sid Royalty 8332 on here says Justin should have read the post game with Giannis. Peep him calling KPJ a cornerstone of the team. That's another thing that's interesting that I see from Twitter. Like they try to analyze everything. Like I think Giannis says something about a few games ago about guys not playing the right way or something. And I think sometimes I think people read so much into comments. And I saw stuff like, who do y'all think he's talking about? Of course, he's got to be talking about KPJ, 500 dribbles. And it's like, I'm just saying, and it's like, you don't, sometimes people, when somebody throws a microphone in your face every single game, every single night we come up here and talk, and like, I don't mean sometimes we come here and we just start yapping. And like, I don't necessarily mean everything I say, or sometimes, not to say I don't mean it, but like when we talk, you kind of may talk in a high purpose. You may talk in soliloquies or whatever that you're just trying to get points across. But sometimes I don't think everything is that deep. And so it's like trying to figure who is he, like as if they ask it. These guys get asked a question after they play a basketball game every single night. I just don't think it's, you know what, I got to make a profound statement and I got to call somebody out, and I'm going to call them out, but I'm not really going to call them out. I think sometimes, you say what's on your mind, you keep pushing, but but now KBJ is a cornerstone. I wonder if the people will go back and talk about that. I'm sure they won't. So anyway.
They tried to crucify us for, even though Giannis had 30, 10, and 5, he said that there were areas in his game that was lacking for one night. It's living in the moment. It's living on every one of those 500 dribbles. That's just crazy to me. I mean, the other thing about KPJ is if he's saying he's a cornerstone, and when you hear, I mean, I think we should take note of that when we're talking about send KPJ for Ja Morant or Trae Young or whoever. Giannis is telling you that's his guy. And then the other thing is when Giannis says some of that stuff, everyone may think he may be talking about himself at times too, because the hardest critic is yourself on yourself or whatever. So
it's a good point. It's a good point. Game balls tonight. Where you guys going with your game ball? Oh, couple different directions here, but I'll let you start. Whoever wants to start.
I go first, so I don't double up. I'm gonna go to the man of the hour. I'm gonna go to the man of the franchise. I'm gonna go to the best Buck of all time, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Just did everything tonight, just solid. There's no weak spot that you saw. Boxed out, got the loose balls, deflected the ball, blocked the shot, played great defense. There was a lot of times, and early on in that fourth quarter, you saw LeBron kind of waiting till he checked Giannis. Giannis fourth quarter, give me Luka, give me Giannis, give me LeBron, give me whoever's hot, I want him. Hey, man, that's why he is the biggest Buck of all time, a.k.a. just he's him, a.k.a. he got loyalty in his DNA, a.k.a. Mark Gomes. We don't give a damn about what you talking about, contracts, any of that shit. He gonna sign what he want to sign, and he ain't gonna move the way that he move because as soon as Giannis leave, your ass gonna be on another team. Out of here.
Man, shout out to Mark Gomes. I like Mark Gomes. He goes in the chat. He's always rapping. He'll push back. He'll push back. I like it. We go back and forth, but it's all part of the Bucks nation. So, man, now Justin may feel a different way. I'm not gonna speak for.
This dude JT is Switzerland. God damn.
No. I'm just saying, like,
hey, somebody let this dude JT run for mayor of Chicago, man. And you got my vote, dog.
You said what?
Oh,
You got my vote for mayor of Chicago.
No,
bro.
sir. Absolutely not.
Man.
Absolutely not. At least that job. Nobody wants that job. Brother, hell no. But nah, man. You know what though? I think tonight I'm gonna go with the one and only Kevin Porter Jr. because I just think that the way he played offensively, the way he played defensively, and he had some great tools tonight. He was struggling a little bit. Back was locking up, hip contusion, whatever it was bothering him. And you know what he did? He strapped up and said, "Let's go!" Right? Rubbed some dirt on it and went ahead. Let's right. That's exactly what he did. Put the construction tool belt on or whatever it was around that back.
Hey, yo.
Let's get it. Right? Threw the icy hot on and kept that thing pushing. That's what I'm talking about. Icy hot. What was the old school joint? Ben Gay? Ben Gay was the old school joint before the icy hot took over, and then the BioFreeze.
BioFreeze is crucial.
Everybody knew that BioFreeze, boy. Hey. But anyway, though, man, Kevin Porter Jr. tonight, 22 points, 7 14 from the field, 1 for 3 from three-pointer, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Wow. 5, 6, 4. Okay. I like it. I like Kevin Porter Jr. again. Kevin Porter Jr., a.k.a. I don't know Japanese, but neither do y'all. Because go right. Yeah, I figured y'all, AKA, saying he didn't do it, he didn't do it. AKA, he is our guy. We are not trading Kevin Porter Jr.
Hey, come on.
Hey, man, listen, this late.
Come on.
Eyes is getting watery.
If he say he ain't do it, it's crazy.
Listen, I'm a KP.
We out here like 520.
AKA, man, you know what, though? Seriously, we are better with him around. Straight up. AKA, resign him. ASAP. Stat. Cut the check. Figure it out. Keep that brother in Milwaukee.
Yeah, give him all of Gary Trent Jr.'s money. Something like that. Yeah, to me, I think I just got to go Giannis. I can't go anywhere else knowing that those two plays on the opposite end happened in crunch time, one possession game, and he made those plays for the Bucks. So I go Giannis, a.k.a. I'm not effing leaving. Is it?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with JT. I'm gonna go KPJ, man. I think could win anywhere with it, but I'm gonna go KPJ. Led the team in scoring tonight. You read the stats, 4 steals, and I thought that first half was so impactful for the Bucks winning. So I'm gonna go Kevin Porter Jr., aka we say 4 steals, swiper, no swiping, aka Sakuda. Is that Japanese? I don't know. Is that someone's
Japanese joint?
yeah, here you go. It's official nickname, aka Scooter, Scoot, aka. Hey, I paint my nails too, but just the ring finger and the pinky, so not the whole set.
Well, hang on.
Straight black nail polish.
AKA anime.
Black
Bro,
Air Force One
I
energy.
know you don't paint your damn nails.
I'm talking about K. It's the KPJ, aka.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I had to verify. Brother, you work in the corporate offices.
Nah. I'm AKA these KPJs, AKAs.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, I just, man, it's getting late.
Yeah, nah, I ain't getting that late. AKA, you ain't seen with my shoes off, toes might be painted too. All right, I'm done.
He don't strike me as a bare feet guy. Right? He don't strike me as a bare feet guy. I always wonder, man, when you see
like Mac Hollins.
Men with their toes out.
Yo, Mac Hollins do be walking around in the rain with. Yeah, come on, dog.
Yeah, I feel, but see, I feel like if you're a man, you gonna have your toes out all the time. Like you either got to be wearing slides, or you got to be like the outdoor, the weirdo type, like Mac Hollins, or you got to be, like you just.
I'm gonna have socks on with my slides.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though, right? But you're not gonna be in the what's the joint? You're not gonna be in the shiesty with your toes out. That don't add up. That don't add up. You know what I'm saying? The shiesty or what was it before the shiesty? Do-rag with the fitted? Yeah, you ain't gonna get a do-rag with the fitted toes out. Hell no. Like, and again, if you got slides on, I got socks on too. I gotta rock the socks, the slides. I'm not trying to sweat your slides up, brother. You got white slides and them joints is brown where the feet are. Hell no. I need socks in my slides, man.
So I used to do that at the beach. I used to. I used to back in the day. I had the beach.
That's appropriate because you got a swimming suit. So you got a swimming suit. You got flip flops, right? But were you a flip flops guy in jeans?
No, okay, but that brings up a bigger point. You say swimming suit. If you're a grown man with the swimming shirt on, yeah, get out of here. That's
shirt.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I damn near ain't got trunks. I'm gonna have just shorts on.
If you're not feeling good, if you didn't do your workouts, you didn't do that. This is what you got to do. You got to own it. Just don't bring no swimming suit. Just be in the polo and the shorts. You might stick your legs in if you want to, but you just gotta own it. But what you can't do is get in the pool with a dry fit.
Nah. It's unacceptable.
I agree, Chris.
All right.
Resistant.
Got an Under Armour swimming suit.
All right, let's look around the league. Bucks win tonight, 105-101. Celtics get a win over the Raptors. The Sixers beat the Magic. The Pels beat the Wizards tonight. Wizards. Chris Middleton, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Man, I'm getting damn near to the point where I don't even know if Chris Middleton can do anything on a buyout. Like, hey, he talk about washed. Chris Middleton's ass. Like he kind of ass. Like he is kind of ass. He is cooked. I don't even know if a buy. I don't know. Again, I guess I'd rather. I'm surprised Cole Anthony don't get no burn. I don't know, man. I don't know if Chris Middleton can help.
Chris Middleton buyout. Chris Middleton. I think you do entertain bringing him back.
I probably would.
Right, and nowhere near his best shot, but for whatever it would cost you to get him back on the roster for the rest of the season, sure. I think for the vibe, can you come in? Can you hit a couple shots? You got 12 minutes in. You got 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
You got 15 minutes in when we need it. Hey, you know what? And if you want to do the free throw line thing, that's fine too. Yeah. Ain't bring you in here to lock nobody down.
Clippers beat the Nets tonight, 121-105. James Harden with 31 points. Thunder win another Thunder like 4-3 in their last 7 games. 117-116. They beat the Grizzlies. Hawks beat the Nuggets. Hawks beat the Nuggets 110-87 tonight. Denver didn't have a lot of guys available, so we'll see what they look like on Sunday. Suns beat the Knicks. Warriors beat the Kings 137-103. Blazers beat the Rockets 111-105. And then the what was the other news that come out is about Ja Morant. It's interesting to see that he's apparently available. I want 0 parts of Ja Morant. I think we got Ja Morant at home with KPJ and Rollins. So I'm good off that. Only other things I want to talk about was there's Ja Morant. There's Indiana taking down Oregon tonight. Actually, a blowout before the Bucks played, and then of course it's wild card weekend, and it's gonna be electric tomorrow afternoon in the bank. Cam Newton gonna be there, big dog.
When does Dan Lanning start to get the James Franklin comparisons? That's what I want to know.
I think that's coming
Because it's different. It's different when you are Nike University and you got all this money. Like, okay, I'm expecting you to get to the playoff, especially when the Big Ten is so top heavy. Now I'm saying, like, the Big Ten, you can get a favorable schedule and just get in there off of the strength of you're better. You can buy players that are better than the majority of the Big Ten. But when you get there and you start getting drubbed by 40 points every first half, and now you look like you're getting outcoached. That maybe is. But look, he had a team with, even when he was still in the Pac-12, got beat by Michael Penix when they had Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, Troy Franklin. What's the kid from Tampa? Tez Walker. Like, at this point, you have to admit that this guy has been getting outcoached for 3 years in a row now, and he's really underachieved, I would say, in the sense of you've got all that money, but the results aren't really showing.
Well, and to your point, Chris, I mean, Oregon had something like 55 5- and 4-star recruits on that offense. On that team. They had like 55 members of that team, either 5 or 4-star recruits. I mean, that shows you the capital investment that's gone into this football team. And we talk about this all the time. This model, coaches are even now starting to come out and say this isn't sustainable. You're begging donors to pretty much keep donating a ton, and they're not seeing, like Trey said, they're not seeing the ROI on their investment. They're literally stuck in Oregon at this point is stuck in neutral, because Oregon is no closer to winning a national championship. And at this point, they are a very, very good regular season team that has a chance to win, maybe a Big Ten championship. But that ceiling, like what MJ say, the ceiling is the roof, right? Like it is. I mean, at this point for Oregon, like I do not think this team is going to meet the expectations of Phil Knight. Because I definitely think Phil Knight wants to make it past the second round of the playoffs, right? And there's absolutely no way anybody can be satisfied with this. But I agree with you, Chris. I think Dan Lanning, that seat's gonna get hot in a weird way, kind of like Kalen DeBoer's seat is about to get hot in a weird way, in the sense of it looks okay when you look at the numbers, you look at some of the wins and everything else, but the practical reality is it just doesn't meet the expectations of the institution. And, man, that Dan Lanning, I think the best thing that can happen to Dan Lanning is probably the best thing that can happen to Kalen DeBoer, and that's somebody else wants to hire them. And then there's that mutual party. I don't know what his buyout looks like, but I agree with you. You got to start having some significant questions about if Dan Lanning can get this thing done.
But where else he gonna go? Like you're at what should be the metropolis of college football, just knowing that you got Phil Knight's dollars backing you. I thought Packers nose tackle, Cincinnati nose tackle, Mike Daniels made a great point, and he talked about the Indiana Hoosiers went out there and all those kids on that team, majority of those kids were overlooked talent. And when you have something to prove like that, they went out there and put belt to ass to those 5-star recruits like you mentioned, man. And it's going to be interesting, man. I think we're going to be in for a great football game against Miami and Indiana. And, I guess I'm going to rock with Indiana.
Is the key to have a bunch of 30-year-olds on your team? That's what Indiana got.
Well, that's the thing. The average age of the team is 23. So what was interesting is I read something talking about their approach. When you're recruiting older players like that, when you're recruiting, you're looking at production over potential, because you're recruiting guys who've been in college for X amount of years. So you're not looking at high schoolers who you're trying to project or freshmen, sophomores as much. You're looking at guys who, hey, they spent 3-4 years in a college program doing strength and conditioning, going through this and that too. That's a formula that I think works for Indiana. It does. Now, here's something else interesting I heard. Did y'all catch this about this portal? Basically, the Oregon Ducks player, you got to jump in the portal now because all these schools are starting in the next week or two. So That's part of the issue that you're seeing now. You're seeing all these players jumping in the portal. What happens if they move this portal period and they say, okay, one time a year, there's no longer going to be 2 times you can jump in the portal. You can jump in this portal 1 time a year, and that's after spring ball. How does that change the landscape?
Yeah, I feel like that's how it should. That's how it probably should be, though.
Right, because then
yeah,
you start to get the outlook for the next season as to depth chart wise and all that stuff. It definitely does put, especially the teams that are still playing, at a little bit of a disadvantage, right? Because you're trying to game plan for the top teams and try to win a national championship. But meanwhile, you're looking at guys that in recruiting against schools that have already been eliminated.
Yeah, didn't they say how many guys are in the portal? And it's like, I know it's not enough spots.
So my brother is in front office work at Pitt, and he goes to me the first day the portal opens. He said, "Hey, Chris, 6,000 guys entered the portal last year in total. 5,000 the first day this year."
Wow.
So
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, portal something.
Speaking of that portal, Luke Fickle out there getting busy in that portal. I think we might have a portal opportunity to get excited about Badgers football. Got a good running back from Iowa State, a couple good quarterbacks in the mix, a couple good corners, good wide receivers. It might be a better year for the Badgers. We might get to a bowl game this year.
Hey, man, let's see it.
Hey, you know who else in that portal?
Dion?
You know that boy Dion in that portal.
Did Eugene leave? Did Eugene Hilton enter the portal?
No, he entered the portal and then elected to go back.
Okay, came back. Okay, he came back. So an interesting thing about the portal, a lot of people talk about is, a lot of these players in the portal will get picked up.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys in the portal effectively retire or end up taking a step down and end up playing
CDL,
D2 or D3 ball. Yeah, I looked at the numbers and they were saying that something like only 30 to 40% of the guys in the portal actually get picked up. So there's a ton of kids entering it, and they literally have played their last down of Division I football. I mean,
getting that Amazon warehouse, baby.
But
you know what it's time for?
Hey man,
you know what it's time for?
Not the Amazon warehouse.
You gotta get in that warehouse, big dog.
The Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, it's the warehouse, big dog.
Yeah,
that's the portal. Hey, I can't wait to see guys who announced that. That's where I went. Thank God I received the offer from Amazon.
What I do wonder though, and you look at this national
truly blessed.
Quite honestly, I do think this national championship is going to be ugly. I think Miami's going to get that belt.
You think Miami's going to lose?
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
No.
And
Michael Irvin sit there at midfield.
Brother, what you want to put on it? What you want to put on it? You want to put some cash on Miami? I'm taking Indiana. What's that? What? Come on, stop playing.
Signetti versus Cristobal. I saw a tweet. Signetti versus Cristobal. Most lopsided coaching battle there's probably ever been in Natty.
Y'all sleeping on the youth.
Cristobal's terrible.
Y'all sleeping on the. I go friendly 50. I go friendly 50. I go friendly 50 with Miami. What's the spread?
Too damn low. Whatever it is, too damn low.
Give me the spread. Give me the points.
It's gonna beat them by at least 14.
All right, bet. I'll take that. I'll take Miami plus 14.
I'm gonna tell you.
Don't start looking at it now. You say you want Indiana 14. I'll take Miami 14. I go 50 on that.
You want to go 50 on that?
Miami plus 14.
The spread right now is Indiana 7.5 favorite.
I go 7.5.
You want to go 7.5? I'll take that. I'll take that.
I bet.
Indiana gonna cover that. Indiana gonna cover. They're gonna have some of that ass for real.
I bet. All right, we go 7.5. All right, cool. I'll take that.
That would make 3 of the last 3 years Big Ten won the Natty. By the way, that'd be crazy.
Well,
man, y'all sleep on the ACC now. Don't sleep on the ACC. That's good football in the ACC.
Listen, man, what Ed Orgeron tell y'all? Ed Orgeron told y'all, look, the only difference between NIL and pre-NIL in the SEC and now is the fact that back then they was bringing cash in through the back door. Now they bring it in through the front door.
Yeah, but it's got to be a little different though, Jay. It's got to be a little different because you're seeing different champions, different teams on the stage. So I hear, and I know people get paid on the table, but clearly there's a difference between.
Well, you know what it is with the SEC? Here's the thing. For the longest time, and I've said this before, the biggest difference between the SEC was the athleticism in the trenches. That was what the biggest difference was within the SEC. Because you look at teams like Oregon Okay, they got this guy. He's 6'4". He's 300 pounds. He's huge. He's a run stuffer. Okay, but that same kid at Auburn, he run 4.7. What? He run 4.8. What? These kids are that athletic. That I think was the biggest difference was the athleticism in the trenches for the SEC for a very long time. Because look at it like this: for a long time, the quarterback play in the SEC was ass. It really was. For a long time, think about the SEC. For a long time, think about how many pro quarterbacks there were coming out the SEC. There weren't a whole lot at one point, right? Every year, maybe one or two, but your quarterback play wasn't elite. It was your front seven. That's where you was getting that. That was the biggest difference. And when teams went and played the SEC, you watch them. Where do they get down? They get dominated up front, and that's where the whole thing falls apart. But now, with the portal and money and schools, you can get that talent. That talent is starting to leave the Southeast region. That, I think, is one of the biggest differences with the SEC at this point.
I don't think Buddy is that is all that good. What's his name? Mendoza?
Listen, man.
I don't think
when you talk about
I'm talking NFL. I'm talking he's a good college quarterback. I'm talking NFL. Good college quarterback.
He's got NFL receivers everywhere.
I'm talking NFL.
So somebody compared him to Sam Bradford. They said that's his pro comp. Sam Bradford.
I'm pro, yeah.
And the thing about Mendoza that's crazy to me though is he runs that offense and he is crazy efficient. I mean, tonight he threw 5 TDs and I looked up. He only threw 17 passes. Only completed 17 passes. Damn,
the defense was putting them in within the 20 every damn possession. It felt like.
That's what I'm saying. But like the way he runs that offense, I mean, Mendoza. I think the thing about Mendoza is it'll be interesting to see his numbers because I don't know how athletic he is. I don't think I think he's gonna kill it when it comes to the white.
I don't think he's a first round. I would not put. I just don't think he's a first round talent.
I think when it comes to the whiteboard, he's gonna light it up. Like in the one-on-one role, and then somebody gonna fall in love with this dude when he's meeting with the coaches and they running through schemes and they running through offenses and everything else. He seems like that kind of guy. I think that is gonna be the fast track. But the question I ask: how athletic is he? Can he run?
I wouldn't say he's a burner, but I think he's elusive enough.
And he's probably 6'4",
yeah,
220.
Yeah,
he's got to be as fast as old Buddy from Miami. I mean, God, it felt like he could have crawled into that end zone when he beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I think that Buddy from Indiana, I think he's your starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. JT, I think is a little bit too much slander on the SEC quarterbacks. You got 5 SEC quarterbacks starting in the NFL right now.
I mean, that's great, but for the longest time,
you're gonna see one against see one on Saturday, Bryce Young too.
For the longest time, the SEC was not known for QBs. They just weren't. It was what it was. And you see guys who, all right, and then watch how they do in the league. They stunk. I mean, that I think is a fact. Now, if you're saying you got 5 starting in the NFL, sure. You've had a ton of SEC quarterbacks drafted high recently as well. But for the longest time, that's not what they was known for like that. Like you weren't getting
I can think of a couple MVPs from the SEC.
You said what?
I think a couple MVP quarterbacks that came out the SEC.
I can think of one. I can think of one too.
You can.
I can think of the MVP from the SEC.
You got one on your team too.
MVPs from the Big Ten too. Come on now. I can think of MVP from the ACC.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I can think of MVP from the Pac-10.
What era are you talking about where SEC didn't have good quarterbacks or good
early? I'd say early 2000s to about 2015. I say to about 2015. I mean, you had some anomalies there with Tebow and Cameron boys going in the first round, but I'd say till about 2015, and then I think
Matthew Stafford
a little bit. I mean, yes, you had your Peyton Manning, but
Eli.
Speaking, SEC wasn't putting a ton of quarterbacks in the league every year. That was not happening. You remember when
I had to look at that one.
Look at it. Take a
look at that.
Look at
it. Marcus Russell was
no one pick.
How'd that go?
No one pick. Yeah, he went. How'd
that go? Tell me more about this.
We're not talking about.
Russian Blake DVDs. Tell me how that went.
You moving the damn goalpost, JT.
Tell me more about Brody Coyle and Greg McElroy and all these folks that was dominating the SEC and Colt McCoy, who actually played in the league for a while. He stunk, but tell me more about how Brody Coyle did. How about DJ Shockley? Did he cook in the league? How he did? What about Joe Trashinsky? Tell me more about Chris Leak. right? Tell me more about these boys who dominated the SEC and then the NFL. It just wasn't. It was like, okay, I got time. What's my man's name? Jordan Jefferson from LSU. Come on now.
But you also have your I mean, you got so is the argument that the quarterbacks didn't get to the NFL and produce to the level of what you thought, or is the argument they just didn't get to the league? That's totally different conversation.
The argument really is that the QB talent in the SEC wasn't all that great. Like it just for the longest time, it wasn't. That wasn't a conference where you're looking at, oh yeah, premier QBs coming from the SEC. No, that wasn't it. Now I think that's changed with the portal and moving around. You got these guys. You can get very high quality QB in the SEC now, but for the longest time, no, that was not it. The SEC was not known for its core QB prowess. Not like the Big Ten or the Pac-12 or even the Big 12. I just think it wasn't.
Real quick, let's get round table for tomorrow and Sunday. Rams, Panthers, Packers, Bears, Bills, Jags, Niners, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots, and then Monday night you have Texans, Steelers. What are you looking at? Where are you going there? NFL. A lot of weather too. Rams, Panthers is there's gonna be a little weather there. Charlotte, and then Bears, Packers. It's gonna be. It's still calling for heavy snow in Chicago.
I don't know. I think the Eagles get first rounded. I think 49ers first round them. I don't believe in it.
I would love that.
Yeah. I think that's what happens. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. Saquon's took a step back a little bit this year. Still trying to get those two guys in the receiving core the ball all the time. I like the 49ers. And
the Panthers can actually host if they can beat the Rams. They can host the divisional round game too, because and again it's plausible Niners could beat the Eagles, and it's very plausible the Packers beat the Bears. And if that happens, the Panthers would host the second game if they could beat the Rams. So I would love to see Packers beat the Bears and the Niners beat the Eagles. I think that Green Bay is going to beat Chicago. And there's been another question been going around on in local we have been looking at too out in Milwaukee. Who has more pressure, Caleb Williams or Jordan? Who is under more pressure, Caleb Williams or Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love by far, I think.
So by far?
Yeah. Yes, Jordan Love's got that massive contract. They've mortgaged the farm. Sometimes Jordan Love looks elite. Other times Jordan Love does not look that great. People are split on him. I think Jordan Love is a great quarterback. I do. I think Jordan Love is a great quarterback. He should be. I think he's underappreciated. He beat that ass against the Cowboys 2 years ago, and everybody has forgotten about that game in the playoffs. But I think that Jordan Love, there's been some up and down moments enough for people to really doubt if he's a guy that can truly get it done. I'm very high on Jordan Love, if you can't tell. But I think that there's been some
Willis knocking at that door, though. That's the thing.
Oh, Malik Willis is gone. He's gonna have to. Somebody's gonna make him. Somebody might make a big mistake because I don't think Malik Willis is like that over a 17-game season. I don't think he's like that.
The other issue is
Matt legs. Anything can happen. You got legs. Anything can happen.
Jackson Dart. Oh, you got legs. You're gonna get hurt. 17 games.
I think you were about to get
been hurt just as much as probably Malik Willis would do.
It's true.
I think Jordan. I think the thing about Jordan Love too is Matt LaFleur is under a lot of pressure too.
Yeah,
we've seen this movie just too many times. This team looks good in the regular season. Even though this year's a little bit different. This team looked elite. You lost Parsons. You had some losses in there. I don't think anybody's doubting this team's ability to compete, but I think to have the losses that they've had on that D-line, which were massive, and I think people outside of Packerland don't realize that. I know they know about Parsons, but they don't know about why. I think the job he's done is good. Having said that, I think if Matt LaFleur loses on Saturday, boy, ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
I think there's no pressure for Matt LaFleur when he loses. I think you look at his record. You look at his record; it's phenomenal. And then we just talked about allegedly Malik Willis being in the same conversation as Jordan Love, which I think is just wow. Malik Willis is developed because of Matt LaFleur.
But sir, I gotta tell you, Matt LaFleur loses on Saturday. If Matt LaFleur loses on Saturday, I think you can start getting the John Harbaugh vibes. Listen, he's our goodwill. He's done a lot of good season here, but we really, really are falling apart in the postseason, and this is becoming concern. I think that becomes.
Wait, you said case. Falling apart in the postseason, so we're gonna bring in John Harbaugh?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you get the John Harbaugh vibes where it's like, this guy's a great regular season.
I see what you're saying.
This guy's a great regular season coach year in and year out. He can win 12, 13 games. You get to the playoffs, this thing falls apart. Man, this disappointment is just building at this point. When you look at the investment and what this team has done, and they got their team and they got this, and for whatever reason, he just can't get this team to the next level. That's what I mean by Matt LaFleur. And then, and with the John Harbaugh vibes, remember, every year it was like, they're going to hang on to him or they're not going to. Okay, well, they just won 13 games. Okay, well, they made it to the second round, so they did that. And that bought him out. But the year he didn't make the play, they was like, brother, you got to go. Right? Like the year, that's what I mean by John Harbaugh. It was like, we know it's hard to do much better than him, and he keeps doing just good enough to keep his job. But the moment he doesn't, we are parting ways.
Yeah, but the thing to think about with Matt LaFleur is not only has he lost Micah Parsons and Delonte Wyatt, which and a lot of people, you're right, don't understand the value of Delonte Wyatt, but not also losing Elton Jenkins, all-pro offensive lineman, losing Tucker Kraft, who was trending to be the best tight end in football at the time. Yeah. Then you got Christian Watson, who got hurt. You got Love, who got sat down for a couple games because of a helmet-to-helmet hit. Then you have Savion Williams gone now. Bowman. I mean, the injuries just pile up. And I get it. Everybody
got injuries, though.
Yeah. But not to that level, though. Your best offensive, your best defensive player. I think LaFleur is fine. I think he's safe. I think if he does leave, wherever he goes, Malik Willis should go with him.
Look, here's the thing, though. Here's a question they have about Matt LaFleur. And if you're the Packers, his deal is up after next year. If you're the Packers, if he loses in that first round, do you sign him to an extension now, or do you let the next year play out before you do that? Because I feel like if he wins, it's a lot easier in the offseason to be like, done. Bet. Let's go ahead and lock this up. If he loses, that's what I mean by the John. I'm with you. I'm falling out of love with you. I got love for you at this point, right? But I'm falling out of love. That's what I mean by those vibes. Is that if they lose tomorrow, do you extend him? Or as a Packer fan, do you genuinely think you still extend him this offseason?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at his totality. I mean, it's 3 playoffs in a row. If you took that down in Chicago before Ben Johnson got there, they'd be throwing a parade down Michigan Avenue for him. You take that to Detroit, they'd be thrilled with it. Minnesota.
Justin.
Like, it's so hard to just even make the top 7 teams. Matt LaFleur, if that game finishes at 8 o'clock, and let's say he's fired the next morning at 8 a.m., he'll have another coaching job by 8:30.
I'm not saying fired. I'm not saying if he loses tomorrow, you fire him. I think that's crazy, right? But what I am saying, though, is if he loses tomorrow, I'm not sure you extend him in the offseason. I just don't think – I think you may let this thing play out another year before you extend that contract because, again, you talked about how he's made the playoffs. You talked about what he's done. But what Mike Tomlin tell you? The standard is a standard, sir. I understand the standard is the standard, sir. Well, in Titletown, it ain't good enough to make it to the first round of the playoffs and get bounced. Like expectations, I think, are a bit higher.
You're right, but Ed Policy said that he does not believe in a lame duck coach. So it's either extend him or fire him. That's the only 2 options you have if you don't want a lame duck coach.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he is under a lot of pressure. All right, let's go real quick. Rams, Panthers, who you got? Let's just run it through. Rams, Panthers, who you got?
I think the Rams going to beat that ass. I do. I think the Rams are going to beat that ass. I think the Panthers going to go ahead and keep pounding right on back.
All right.
Locker room going home.
Who you got?
You see what Chris Olave does to J.C. Horn. I can't imagine what Puka does. I got to go Rams.
I'm about to get out there and get nasty.
I'm going to switch it up and go Panthers.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of weather. There's weather, wind, and I don't know, Matt. I don't know that Stafford plays as well in the elements. If I wasn't picking with my heart, I'd probably say Rams. If I wasn't a Panthers fan, I'm gonna say Panthers. But I don't think 10.5 points. Oh, I think the Panthers cover that for sure.
Okay, so now we're not doing money line. We saying the Panthers cover the spread.
I think Panthers cover the spread.
So you don't make the money either.
Packers, Bears, who you got?
You know what? I want to think Chicago can make this thing happen, but I just think something about Green Bay. Man, You know what? I'm gonna go Bears. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go Bears.
I've been super impressed. I've been super impressed with how Luther Burden has come in over DJ Moore, over Rome Odunze, and become essentially maybe the best receiver on that squad. And then you've got Manungai, who came out of nowhere, running back 3 to running back 1 with Swift. I mean, they're kind of 1A, 1B. I don't know that the Packers have enough defensively. I think I go Bears.
I think I agree with you, Chris. I think that Bears run game is very strong between Swift and Madungai, and yeah, you're 100% right. Luther Burden, the emergence of him, but then also talk about Colston Loveland, the tight end, the rookie tight end who has been balling out of control as well.
Green Bay had them boys on the road. If they just hadn't put if they hadn't put Buddy with a damn Guardian cap on the damn hands team, man, I'm taking the Packers, man. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay.
The other thing is that Rome Odunze comes back. Now, the question is he's missed the last 5-6 weeks, so I don't know if there's going to be an issue with timing that. I'm not really sure, but that's another weapon that comes back to the Bears. So now you have your top 3 receivers in Odunze, Moore, and Burden. You got Loveland. You got Command. You got the plethora of weapons there. So Caleb should have his full suite. The issue that I think the Bears will have is they have these slow starts.
Yes,
a team as good as Green Bay, you can't do the whole. Now, it's magnificent to watch, right? They'll stink it up, and then Caleb, something in the last 8 minutes,
going crazy.
He just lock in. It's crazy. It's like Pat Mahomes do a little weird finger thing. Caleb for that last 8 minutes just locks in, and it is like wow, it's like a damn maestro. I don't know you can do that against the Packers because you can't let yourself go down. You can't go down 10 against the Packers. You saw what happened when that. You can't go down 10 against this Packers team. You can't go. You're gonna have to foot on the gas and jump out the gate against this squad. Because Jordan Love's another one. Jordan Love getting his bag and he start dealing. There ain't nothing you can really do about it.
Well, that's the biggest thing.
Hold it down. We'll
Hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I think he about to get out there and get cooked.
Yeah, he ain't ready for that work. But again, it's gonna be if it's a snowstorm and all the weather, again, that's changes the game.
The Bears have one of the worst defenses ever on the field right now. They have no cornerbacks. You saw Christian Watson running crazy on that defense. You got Jalen Reed back. The Packers go out and play Packers football. They should win this game by double digits. Caleb's a fraud. He throws the ball. He plays one good throw a game. Like, get out of here. Jordan Love should put belt to ass to them boys tomorrow, and that's what should happen. They won by a fluke. This team has not led for 1 second during the damn game, during the season.
So Jordan Love starts throwing them bonehead picks, and then anything
can
happen from there.
You got to put some respect on Caleb's name, though, because you're not out of it. I'm telling you, that
45%.
When butts get tight in that fourth quarter, Caleb, he is Mr. Clutch. Now there is no question about that. Caleb.
Now Mr. Clutch is actually Bryce Young, but that's don't sleep on the real Mr. Clutch in the NFL now.
He's not Mr. Clutch.
Right, Bryce Young has had some, but Caleb. The issue that I have though is where the hell is that for the first 3 quarters? Where the hell is that for the first 3 quarters? Why is it when that fourth quarter is time to lock in, you can do it? Why can't you do it until then? And but I think the Bears have a very strong run game. They do. I mean, I think this Bears team is a lot better than what Packer fans want to admit because they're used to awful Bears teams, and they won 10 straight games or 10 straight years against the Bears, or however long was it, 2017 or whatever it is for up until last year, up until 2025. But I think Packers fans got to respect this Bears team because as bad as the defense is, Justin, they create takeaways. They lead the league. They got a safety. Kevin Byard to be an All-Pro this year. This Bears team it's takeaways. They do.
Bills Jaguars. Where you guys going?
I'm going Bills. I'm starting to see it with Trevor though. Remember when Trevor was a can't miss prospect? He was like Andrew.
Hey, but that's another one where it's who has most pressure on Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Trevor Lawrence has had 3 different coaches at this point. Josh.
Yeah, but it's time. It's time. Trevor Lawrence got it. Yeah. What year is Trevor Lawrence? This year, what, 5?
But that was what it was last year for his. They damn near.
They got to win.
Gino. They damn near wrote him off last year because of what happened. Because they were so ass, right? Trevor, and then they came back. He came back, and I think even in a loss to the Bills, I think it's like okay, they got some things to build on again. But
Duval.
Oh, that was terrible.
You're starting to see it with Trevor Lawrence now, though. Like you saw flashes in the past, but Trevor Lawrence, the way he played this year, like, hey, you watch the impactful plays that he's making. Okay, like Trevor Lawrence is their guy.
Well,
Now
concussion issues. He was getting
Yeah,
smoked.
and they doing it this year without they said they had second pick and not even using them because Travis Hunter's out.
Thanks for nothing, right? Well, he got hurt. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
Now Trevor Lawrence's issue though is he got a minor interception problem. He just throws you one a game. That might be a minor. That's a problem, especially in the playoffs. But I think Josh Allen's under more. Honestly, so I tell you what, that Buffalo Bills coach again might get that hardball treatment too. Is Sean McDermott?
Should have been good at that.
They haven't been, and this is the longest they've done it. They're like the longest tenured guy to not make a Super Bowl or not make a championship. I don't think they made the AFC championship. Have they made the AFC championship game?
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. But that's the thing, though, is the Chiefs aren't around. The pressure amps up even more on Josh Allen.
The Chiefs, there's no Ravens. There's none of these traditional teams.
Yep.
You know,
and I don't believe in him. I don't. What has he done to make you believe in him? Not
You know who I think has some pressure though that people don't really think about because nobody thinks about him? Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert has a bit of pressure.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them. I'll take the Bills.
Duval.
I'll take the Bills. You take Jacksonville. So
Bills,
everybody's going Bills. Just going Jacksonville. Niners, Eagles. You said you were taking the Niners.
Yep.
Yeah, where y'all? I'm torn on this one. Where y'all going now?
I'm going Eagles. Home field advantage.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
I wish for it. I wish it. I think I'm going Philly.
It's just
Purdy
crazy.
has an interception problem.
Yeah.
The problem I have with the Eagles is that they've not looked good this year, but the potential and the talent is still there. And we saw this team rolling last year. The problem with the Eagles is they can figure this thing out in the playoffs, and man, they just completely become a buzzsaw like they were that last year. I gotta go with. I think the Eagles, and part of the reason 49ers, that defense is awful. That secondary is trash. Like they're not. I mean, I think give me Eagles. I think the Eagles win this one by 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Philly. I'm gonna take Philly to get it done by touchdown, something like that. Who'd you have, Justin? You said you're taking Philly?
Philly. It's tough. It's tough to play in Philly. That environment is insane. I've seen it up close and personal. Those fans would be rabid. It's gonna be a long day for the 49ers.
Chargers, Patriots. You talking about Justin? I'm gonna take LA. I'm gonna go with my dog Cam. Cam said that Drake May's the game manager. I'm gonna go with my dog Cam. Give me the Chargers upset.
Over the Patriots?
Yep. How many good teams have the Patriots beat this year? How many legit good teams have they beaten?
They play in
beat Buffalo
division. They got who do they get? They get the Dolphins and Jets twice a year. That's enough for
man. Give me the Chargers, man.
That's true. I haven't said it though. I mean, Drake May, MVP candidate.
Not Stav's MVP. If they better not get Drake May no damn MVP.
I think Drake May is looks very good. I mean, he does. Drake May. Give me Patriots. I think Mike Vrabel's a great coach. I think the Patriots have a very balanced offense. They got a run game and pass game. I mean, I'm going Patriots.
I'm going Patriots, even though I don't want to.
All right. And then lastly, Texans, Steelers. Monday night. I'm gonna go Houston. That defense is crazy. Give me the Texans. Aaron Rodgers. They said he might go another. They gonna sit Aaron Rodgers' old ass down Monday night. He gonna wish Baltimore won that damn game.
I think CJ Stroud still got to prove it, and that's where I'll give the experience edge to Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna go with the Steelers here. They
need 14 points. 14 points wins that game.
Yeah.
I also got questions about Coleridge Bernard, right? I think he's a very talented young QB, but I think that consistency up and down. Give me Pittsburgh because I think Aaron Rodgers that is a tough matchup in the first half, in the first round of the playoffs. Give me Aaron Rodgers. I think he's still got some magic left in him. And
damn magic. You hope better throw some holy water on the field so they miss another field goal.
I'm gonna go Rodgers too.
All right, yeah, y'all tripping. Texans better beat them. All right, okay, so got all our predictions in. Damn, it is 3:00. How long did we go tonight? This is crazy.
Yo, damn, it's 2:08. Oh,
yeah, you gotta get back. Bucks won tonight, 105-101. Let's see, James Morrison. How much truth do you guys put in the rumor Mike Thomas looking to walk away after the season concludes?
I can see it.
I want to take that real quick. Yeah.
What he got left to prove?
I think there's a strategy.
What did he say?
There is probably a strategy.
Miles Turner.
Yeah.
From a financial perspective, there's probably a strategy of going into the booth for a season.
Yeah, he can do that.
And taking the job you want to and be like, okay, this is what I want. You know, you see what John Harbaugh, the ESPN said what John Harbaugh's demands were.
Yeah, I saw. Was that like a real? Was I don't know. I can't never tell. All these.
Like I said, it looked.
I don't know who real, who not, man.
You telling me Thomas can't get at least that from any team?
Yeah, I don't know. Because you wanting your own pick in the gym. I mean, you wanting control. I don't know. I don't know if I give John Harbaugh control of personnel too. I don't know that.
Well, and so remember, Miami said they were going to stick with Mike McDaniel, and then they pivoted after John Harbaugh was fired, and they turned around and fired him. So,
so Todd Bowles had to fire basically everybody. For him, he did a real CYA. Everybody gone, so I can get another
Todd
year.
Bowles is another one where you kind of wonder, all right.
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing, man.
How long we gonna make this thing happen?
He a good DC, man.
And the best part about Todd Bowles is Bruce Arians was a coach when they won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Todd Bowles.
Yeah, nah, he ain't Todd Bowles ain't on nothing. 105-101 Bucks beat the Lakers tonight. Very good win. Bucks are still 4 games under 500. Fighting to get to 500. They have the Denver Nuggets on Sunday. To see what they can do. James Morrison, you guys went wild tonight. Rest up, get ready for Panthers this afternoon. I'm ready. I'll be in the building. We'll see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. We appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us tonight. It's 3 a.m. on the East Coast, 2 a.m. Central. Man, so if you in LA, it's midnight. Wherever you at, it's late. It's tomorrow, today, wherever you are. And we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking out with us, staying with us right here at the Cream City Crossover. Please, if you didn't hit that like button on the way in, before you leave, hit that like button, subscribe, follow all that. We're very close to 1,500 subscribers, so we get 3 more. I think we get to 1,500, and then we got to make Chris's New Year's prediction come true to get to 2,000 for the end of the year. So we got a long way to go on that one. But a 105-101 victory. Again, tell a friend, tell us from the Cream City Crossover. It is the best Milwaukee Bucks show in all of the land. Yeah, that's it. Anybody else got anything before we roll? Any last final words?
Go, Pack, go.
Okay. All right.
Game tomorrow. Let's hope these boys get a dub.
Say what?
I said I'm going to the Marquette game tomorrow. I'll be
okay.
I'm sorry.
Who they got? Who they got tomorrow? You go in. You know who they playing.
I don't know who Marquette plays tomorrow.
They got their first conference win Wednesday.
I heard they been balling, ain't they?
Nah, they all right.
Oh no.
Villanova.
Oh, Villanova.
No.
Okay.
Villanova.
It's more of a social event now for the Marquette Golden Eagles.
My son has a basketball game at 10 a.m. After that, we get in the car. We pushing up the 94.
Pushing up to the mill. Okay, well, good deal. Safe travels up there. Hope you enjoy a good game of hoops. Again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us, staying with us tonight. This has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Guru.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin.
Forget the time we have everybody here. If I am your enemy, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels. Keep pounding. Courage.